worship holy name. Lord, I'll worship your holy name. You may be seated.
Kids.
I'm feeling good, good, good in a crazy way. God's love changed me more than I can say. Can't keep this in, gotta let it out. Gonna tell the whole world that you're round and around. Yeah, it's turning me upside down. I can't believe the way you love me more than I can contain. I'm gonna turn around and give it away. I want the world to know just how I feel. They gotta know, your love is real. You love me just the way I am. Gonna tell the whole world that your love is spinning me round and around. Yeah, it's turning me upside down. I can't believe the way you love me more than I can contain. I'm gonna turn around and give it away.
At last, the pilgrims came within clear sight of the celestial city. It was more beautiful than they ever imagined. It shimmered as if the buildings were made of pearls. The streets and stairways appeared to be made of pure gold. This sight filled them with such longing to be there. They ran along the path with hearts full of hope. But their path led them to the dark river called Death. They looked for another way across, but there was none. "Look how deep the waters are," Christian said. "I don't know if we'll make it." "But there's no other way to the city," Hopeful said. "We must go in. The king has never failed us. We must trust him again, as always." As they entered the water, Christian began to sink. He cried out to Hopeful, "All the waves are crashing over me. I can't keep my head above water." Hopeful held on to Christian. "I feel the bottom," he said, "and it's good and it's on." "I'm going to die," said Christian. "I'll never reach the city." He was so afraid and he couldn't see the city's light. Hopeful tugged Christian's head above the water. "I see the gate," Hopeful said. "Angels are there to receive us." Christian gasped and said to Hopeful, "They're waiting just for you. The king has left me here to drown. I've been such a faithless pilgrim." Then Christian remembered the king's promise. "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they will not overcome you." Christian's strength returned. "Yes, brother, I feel the ground. You're right, it is solid. And look, the celestial city." They saw two shining ones calling them to the city's gate. The shining one said to them, "You're going to the paradise of God, where you shall eat from the tree of life. You'll walk and talk with the king forever and ever. There will be no more sorrow, sickness, suffering, or death, because the former things have passed away. The king will give you comfort for all your toil and joy for all your sorrow. You've walked in faith, and now you'll see all that you've desired." The pilgrims were full of such joy. They quickly ran up the stairs. They no longer felt tired, though their journey had been so long. Soon they were high above the clouds, and now all the difficulties they'd faced in their journey seemed so small. I read about this in my book, Christian said. Now at last I see it. The king promised that one day here is far better than a lifetime anywhere else in the world. Christian and Hopeful entered the city's gate. Thousands of people came out to greet them, all singing, smiling, and dancing. The boys heard the sweetest songs. They felt that heaven had come down to meet them. We made it, they said. We're here. The Shining Ones called out. These pilgrims came from the city of destruction because of their love for the king. Welcome in, welcome in. Eternal glory you have won. The little pilgrims passed their scrolls to the angels and entered the gates with gladness. The king also came out to welcome the two little pilgrims. With his arms open wide, he said to them, "Well done, my faithful pilgrims. Your journey was long, but you've arrived at last. We've been waiting for you, and I've prepared a place here for you. Enter into the joy of my city." The pilgrims jumped into the king's arms. At last, they knew they were home.
So was that the final one on the book? All of those that participated in that. Well, good morning and welcome to our family gathering. I really want one of those indoor skydiving things. Maybe we'll have to help the town build one in the new complex. Has anybody been there yet at the new complex? It's pretty amazing. And you should take advantage of that in our community. It's a really nice facility, and so make sure you're looking into that. Yeah, it's so much different. It's a little different being here in this building this morning. There's some good things with it, and there's some. It's not as informal as we would have outside in the ditch, I call it. Somebody said to me yesterday, well, it's a little ditch and some grass and stuff, but it's been good, and thank you so much for everyone joining us and being a part of that. Thank you for your faithfulness as well, for joining us and coming every Sunday, and I hope your summer has gone as well as can be expected with all of some of the restrictions being lifted and some not, but we've been able to move around a little more, and we're thankful for that, and I trust that you've had a good summer. It's been nice and warm. Nobody can complain about the heat, or some, I guess, could complain it's too hot, but we've received some rain, and so we're grateful for all that God has done for us. I want to make a couple of announcements. Tonight is, if you've joined us for our Zoom meeting, tonight is our last night for our guided prayer and scripture reading at 8 p.m. Joshua is going to lead us in that last time together. If you feel like joining us, please do that. But tonight will be our last night with that. Pastor Jason last week talked about Joseph and Pearl, our missionaries in Vietnam, and the accident that they had there. It's kind of ironic. The monies that we sent them, they bought a motorcycle with it, so that Joseph could go around all of these places and do those things, and that's the motorcycle that he was in the accident with. And so I received an update today from Pearl, and this is what it says. There's a reduction of blood and healing of bruising in the chest area, and so they're grateful for that. Healing of Joseph's bed sores. There's a challenge for Pearl and the nurses to treat those bed sores that he has, but we need to pray about that. We also need to pray that Joseph regains consciousness. He's still unconscious, and there's still a little bit of a brain bleed, and we need to pray about that as well. And Pearl has noticed that he's quite sensitive to noise and sound. And so when there's a loud noise or anything, his body jerks. And so they're not sure about that at this point. And we can pray for Pearl as she needs to have a good working relationship with the nurses and the doctors. And then arrangements for care aid to be with Joseph in the afternoon and evening when Pearl's at home with the girls. And so we need to be praying for them as upon the Lord through this. Just like this funeral this week with the Gertson girls, right? It's one of these things where you say, okay, I'd like to ask God, why is this happening? Or John and Gabby's good friends in the Bible college in Mexico, where his wife suddenly passed away. And you say, okay, Lord, I mean, what's going on here, right? But here's the bottom line. We need to trust in the Lord. And he knows the plans for us, and we need to continue to pray for our brothers and sisters who are suffering with pain and sorrow and challenges that they're facing each week. September 12th, I want you to put this on your calendar. We're planning a celebration Sunday, and it'll be sort of like a church pick. And we haven't got the place that we're going to put it in yet, but we're going to get some bouncy castles and stuff like that, and want to have a good time together with a barbecue. And just gather together and celebrate our being able to be together again. And so September 12th, put that on your calendar, more instructions. We're a church family, and part of being a church family is helping one another out. And so this coming weekend, August 28th, Joshua and Mary want some help with that, and you don't have to be trained in shingling. We've got a few guys that know we think we know what we're doing when it comes to shingling. But if you would consider that, come and join us at Joshua and Mary's, and help us shingle his roof. So that'll be August the 28th. So come and talk to me or Joshua or Mary, and let with that. And we could use probably, and I'm not going to. It can be men or women here. We're not restricting that. And so come and join us for that and let us know if you can come. That would be great. Want to do something.